I am 84 years old, and there is one thing I understand now that I didn't understand when I had youth, strength, and all the time in the world. You can live an entire life, and only realize what truly mattered when most of it is already gone. It is a strange feeling. You sit in a quiet room, the clock ticking louder than it ever used to, and suddenly the memories begin lining up in your mind like old photographs. Some of them warm you, others haunt you, and some whisper one painful sentence: you should have known better. When I was young, I believed life was something you built like a house. Brick by brick, you worked harder than everyone else. You sacrificed comfort, you ignored distractions, and eventually life would reward you. That was the philosophy my father gave me. He was a quiet man, a carpenter. His hands were always rough and smelled of sawdust. He never spoke about happiness. He spoke about responsibility. Provide for your family, he used to say. That's what a good man does. So that became my life. I worked, and worked, and worked. I married when I was 26. Her name was Margaret. She had a soft laugh and simple dreams. A small house, a garden with roses, dinners where the family sat together, and a husband who sat beside her in the evening. At the time, I believed I would be that husband, but looking back now, I realize something painful. I was there, but not really there. When our son Daniel was born, something changed inside me. Suddenly I felt responsible not just for myself, but for someone else's future. And that responsibility pushed me deeper into work. Long hours, late nights, more promotions, less time at home. Margaret never complained. When I came home late, she told the children, "Dad is working hard for us." But slowly, I began missing things. School events, family dinners, small moments that only happen once. Whenever Margaret asked if I could spend more time at home, I gave the same answer: later. At the time, that word sounded reasonable, but I didn't know yet that it would become the most dangerous word in my life. Years passed quickly. Daniel grew up. Emily was born. Eventually our children left home and built lives of their own. Then one day I retired. I thought that finally meant life would begin. But a few weeks later I visited Daniel. We sat together at his kitchen table. After a long silence I asked him, "Were you angry with me when you were growing up?" He looked surprised. Then he said something I will never forget: "I wasn't angry. I just got used to not expecting much time from you." Those words stayed with me. Children rarely stop needing their parents. They simply stop showing it. On the drive home that day, I began to realize something painful. I had spent most of my life preparing for life, but life had already been happening while I was preparing. After that conversation, I started taking long walks. During those walks, certain truths slowly became clear. The first lesson was about time. Time feels endless when you are young, but when you look back, decades collapse into memories. Even 84 years does not feel long. The second lesson was about presence. Children remember presence more than provision. They remember who listened, who noticed, who was there. I had provided many things for my family, but presence was not always one of them. Another lesson came later. Happiness is quieter than most people think. It does not arrive after success. It lives inside ordinary moments. A laugh in the kitchen, a peaceful evening, a conversation that lasts longer than expected. I also learned that relationships are built in small moments, not big gestures, just simple attention repeated over time. And when those moments disappear, distance slowly grows. Not suddenly, just quietly. There is one word that shaped much of my life: later. Later I will rest. Later I will enjoy life. Later I will spend more time with my family. But life does not pause while you prepare for it. While you are working, your children are growing. While you are planning the future, the present is quietly disappearing. And sometimes you reach the future you worked so hard for, only to discover that the life you meant to enjoy has already changed. These days I spend time with my grandchildren. Watching them reminds me how quickly childhood passes. One evening my grandson asked me, "Grandpa, if you could live your life again, what would you do differently?" I thought for a moment. Then I said, "I would slow down, because slowing down would have changed everything." If you are listening to this now, you still have something I have much less of: time. Enough time to notice what truly matters. Enough time to sit with the people you love. Enough time to live the moments that will one day become your memories. Life is not waiting somewhere in the future. Life is happening right now. And one day, if you are fortunate enough to grow old, you will realize something simple. The days you thought were ordinary were actually the most important ones. Take care of them. They are your life.